Moon Mondays, unleash your feminine power through astrology. I'm Sheridan, your go-to astrology life coach, sharing this week's woman-centered astrology, empowering you to use this week's astrology to realize your potential. So this week of October 7th, we start with the moon in Sagittarius, Venus in Scorpio, and the sun in Libra, the three main planets in the solar system that I focus on with divine feminine astrology. So the moon is waxing, gaining light, moving towards the full moon next week. So this is go time in the monthly moon cycle. We're gaining energy, taking action on the new moon intention you hopefully set last week at the solar eclipse, new moon that closed the eclipse window, which phew, I'm glad that eclipse window is closed now. I don't know what your experience of the eclipse portal was this time around, but mine was intense. Lots and lots of family and relationship drama, which seemed right on cue for that Libra themed new moon solar eclipse, right? All the Libra relationship stuff. So the moon being in Sagittarius today is full of that fiery, independent, do it my way energy. Sagittarius carries that seeker energy, exploring and wanting adventure, right? It's an energy of being on a quest, a spiritual quest for something. So what are you seeking in your life, right? Especially as we move into the half moon this week, right? So more to come on that in a moment. So Venus, our divine feminine planet, is still traveling through Scorpio until October 17th. So we're still in those deep emotional waters that Scorpio thrives in. It could be a deeply emotional time for you. It could be bringing up stuff like in your shadow that needs some light. It's in the embrace of our hidden parts that we step more fully into our light and discover our gifts, right? So not everything in the shadow is quote unquote bad, right? We're also at the solar plexus chakra. I'm touching my heart, but my solar plexus down here in the Venus cycle. So whatever's calling you from that Scorpio emotional place is energetically empowered to help you step into more of your power, which is held in the solar plexus chakra. It's about building confidence in yourself by reclaiming your power this month, right? Scorpio's shadow work does exactly that. So you don't have to worry about trying to heal every single thing, but just taking one thing that is currently bugging you, right? That's the first clue of what to focus on. And focusing some energy on that is extremely helpful and very supported right now. The sun is still moving through Libra, our relationship and intimacy focused sign of the zodiac. And I don't know what you're experiencing, but that Venus in Scorpio depth diving shadow work has been coming up for me around my relationships right now, big time, right? So what are you experiencing? What comes up for you, as I mentioned, what's going on in the sky right now with the moon, Venus, and the sun, right? What's happening just today. So pause the recording if you need a second to just feel into what you are currently experiencing, right? Listen to yourself because you know what is up for you always. We just don't always want to look at it, honestly. But that's really what I'm interested in with astrology is how can I help support you in leaning into how the energy can best help you with your goals, your vision, your life, as opposed to this thing is happening and it's bad, or this thing is happening and it's good, right? What does it mean for you? And how can you use the energies to better live your ideal life? So to add to this Libra sun theme, Venus trines Mars tomorrow, Tuesday. So there's an energetic emphasis around the feminine and the masculine, right? There's a geometric shape, connection aspect between them that brings their energy more to the forefront would be a way to say it. So I'm personally hoping that that trine energy, which is more flow than like squares or oppositions, for that to come in and bring a little peace, bringing these two energies into more alignment for me right now. Is there an area of your life that could use a little more harmony or flow between the feminine and the masculine for you? On Wednesday, Jupiter goes retrograde. It's not just Mercury that does that for any of you that are newer to astrology. And on Friday, Pluto comes out of its retrograde cycle, right? So Jupiter's going retrograde on Wednesday and Pluto is going direct on Friday. So when these big outer planets, like so far away from us, right, much different than Mercury, appear to change directions, because the planets don't actually, like Mercury never actually like starts moving backwards. It just visually appears like that based on where we are in relationship to each other. So when these big outer planets change, appear to change directions, it can be a lot to figure out like what that means for us, right? Often I find I don't have some huge ahas in the moment, but understand what they might mean more in hindsight. But here's a way that you could kind of use some of this energy this week, right? So you could use Jupiter's expansive energy in Gemini to look at what you need to get out of like your own imposed box. That's what Gemini's always trying to help us get out of our box. You could use Pluto's underworld energy to continue looking at something you hide from yourself in the world, like I mentioned above, right? To shine a little bit more light upon. Just bringing it into your awareness is huge and starts the healing process. It doesn't have to be more than that for now, right? I'm all about taking baby steps to move us towards our goals and dreams, right? No massive stress or freak out needed. Sandwiched in the middle of Jupiter and Pluto starting or completing the retrograde cycles, respectively, is the waxing half moon in Capricorn. Capricorn is the perfect energy for this first quarter moon because it helps us to take really practical action to build the structure, the foundation underneath our new moon intention from last week. So the first quarter moon invites movement and action towards realizing our focus, our desire, the intention we set at the new moon. And if you didn't set an intention, then no problem. No time like the present, right? So you just want to use this first quarter moon to focus on a small action, a micro action you can take this week that moves you toward the vision you have for yourself and your life, right? So let's just say, for example, your vision is exercising more, right? But like you work, you have family, like things are busy, it's hard to find the time. So micro action, a small action could be like, okay, maybe I can't go to the gym every day, or I can't go for a run every day, but maybe I could go for a walk for 5 minutes in the morning, or I could go for a walk for 5 minutes in the evening, right? It's a little micro action. It's moving you in the direction that you want to be going, but it's something that feels like manageable, doable. It's practical. It's something that's like not going to cause a lot of stress, but it's still going to be an action towards that goal of exercising more, right? That's just an example. So just baby steps is the way to think about it. So we finished this week with the moon moving through Aquarius and then entering Pisces on Sunday. Interesting to note that the moon leaves Capricorn and enters Aquarius, passing right by Pluto stationing direct, right? So the moon is further activating this change within Pluto, as that planet will be moving into Aquarius in November permanently, and more to come on that in November. So just the moon, think of it as like our connection to soul. It's also has such a big impact on our emotions. Moving by Pluto, it can help us get clear on like, what is that kind of hidden thing, that thing in the shadow that we just want to be more aware of and put a little bit more of our attention towards. Lastly, The moon enters Pisces on Sunday, and we get some nice dreamy time with the moon that encourages us to really lean into our spiritual sides, right? That place where we feel, we know we are one with the goddess, right? It's Pisces really helps us get into our hearts. It can also help us really feel our feelings with more compassion and self-love, which is essential for all healing work and especially for unleashing our full feminine power. So see you next Monday for next week's Moon Mondays, when I'll be talking about how to unleash your feminine power with the Aries full moon. If you want to learn more about creating your ideal life with the moon, grab my free guide, 3 Ways to Changing Your Life with the New Moon, at my website, sheridansemple.com, or click the link below. And lastly, comment, ask me questions, and like below if you feel so inspired. Thanks for watching, and I wish you an empowered feminine week.